Tim Sykes, co-founder of Karmagala, here with the man, Sam Mcglone. You saved animals galore.
Yeah, we've been busy here in Australia.
Tell us, just what happened. What have you been through the past few weeks?
So it's been crazy. We've been having this bushfire on the backside of my property for the last 30 days.
Yeah.
And we've been fighting it. It's huge. So it would come across close to the back of my farm, and there'd be houses. So we'd go off with our homemade fire trucks, defend that area, try and put it out so it wouldn't keep going towards the town and my farm, just each day. So around 2 o'clock when the winds would pick up and it's the hottest part of the day, we would be out there fighting it with dust masks, with our homemade fire trucks.
Why were you doing it with your homemade fire trucks? Where are the actual real firefighters?
So there would be about 15 people just like me. There's too many fires in Australia. They were everywhere, and there just wasn't enough fire trucks for the real brigade. So it was left up to the civilians to make their own fire trucks.
I mean, were you supposed to just leave and that would have been the safe, smart thing to do?
Sort of. It would have been, but in most Australians, they sort of can't. They want to keep fighting. They want to help, and especially where we had the resources at the time to do it. Most people in the country have a firefighting pump and hoses, so we'd get some fires sometimes, maybe one every 2 years, like a small tiny fire, but nothing like what we just dealt with.
Yeah. Were you scared for your life?
Petrified. At least 5 times I was so scared. We got once trapped on top of a mountain. Someone called for emergency help, and we're doing a fire. I'm about 1 kilometre away, and he calls for help. One dude trying to save a house on top of the hill. So me and my sister's husband go up there to help him, and then it was crazy. And then my dad ended up coming because Dad heard that I was up there, and he went mad. He's like, "Why you go? Leave me."
Yeah.
We went up there, fought the fire, and then the fire was on the backside, but it wrapped around.
Oh my God.
So we're in the middle, and the fire's all around us. And then Dad's like, "This is too bad. We're gonna get home. We're gonna get further away from this fire." And then a massive tree falls down on the road for us to get out. So we're in panic mode. My dad gets the ute, drives over the log, because we had to get our homemade fire truck out because it's really low to the ground. Get a winch on it, pull it out of the way, and then 3 of us push this tree over the side to get us out.
So if you couldn't move the tree, you're trapped?
The truck, we would just had to leave our truck there, and the truck would have just burnt to the ground. But we were lucky enough to get out. So.
And what, you would have tried to outrun the fire?
Yeah, we would have never went up there unless someone didn't call for help.
Yeah.
So when someone called for help, that was if someone calls for help, we always go and help them.
But you're not a professional firefighter.
No. But it was just...
I would caution people when someone calls for help in a fire, if you don't have experience, you don't just go for help.
Definitely no. Definitely leave. My recommendation now after doing that would be get out and don't go.
Yeah.
Get all your animals, get everything. Do not do what I did because it was stupid. But I did a small course back in school for 6 months, which helped me a little bit. But I was wearing overalls. I never had a helmet or anything.
Nothing is worth your life.
No.
Lose your house, lose your car.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it stinks, but fire is scary. I've just been watching videos and how it just circles and it comes quicker than you can
And it's the wind. So most of the time the wind would be blowing away, so it would be okay. And then when the wind would change and blow the fire towards you...
So you would feel the wind.
Yeah. When it's blowing, we'd be fighting the fire and the wind's behind us. So it's helping us, not in our face.
Yeah.
But the wind can change any second. And then the fire jumps you. So you're fighting the fire here, and then and then someone calls out, "The fire's 100 meters behind you, coming towards you from behind." You're like, "Shit!" So you got to drive around and get in front of that. So that's the new starting point.
Yeah.
And for the month straight, that's what they do. They'd fight it. The fire would jump them. It would jump 10 kilometers at sometimes. They're like, "Hey, you got a new fire that's 10 k's behind you, coming at you. You've got to get out because there's one road in, and there's a fire already burning here.
Yeah.
And if it burns that thing, you have to drive your vehicle through fire."
Yeah, we've seen videos of driving through the fire. That's scary.
That guy we met where his vehicle door melted.
Yeah.
So that part was crazy. You know what I mean? So difficult times, and what these firefighters do professionally every day, risking their lives.
It's crazy.
For us.
It's amazing. Respect to the firefighters. Respect to all the families of firefighters, because they're out there worrying about their...
Big time.
Family members.
Them Americans that come over here with their plane to just save the wildlife center.
Yeah.
And they end up dying risking their lives for our animals, and they are the true heroes, doing it every summer.
And the animal sanctuary burned too.
Yeah, they were trying to protect the sanctuary, putting down the red tardant, and then they end up crashing, and then the fire end up burning everything.
Yeah, no, that's that's a tragic loss.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking.
It's crazy to see, even though with all this destruction, like, people coming together to, fight the fires, to save the animals.
Communities.
And, some succeeded, some failed, but, like, I feel like you have to try to take something positive away from this.
Big time.
It's very tragic.
Big
it's
time.
all terrible.
No, it is. It's very terrible. Our town community, there was 1,400 people, and we end up creating a WhatsApp group for nearly everyone in town.
Wow.
Saying where the fire was.
Wait, 1,400 people in a WhatsApp group?
It wasn't. There's maybe 100 or so on there. But it was 100 of the people.
That's a big WhatsApp group.
Who wanted to help. There was a couple of different WhatsApp groups, and there was one guy running it all. So he'd be like, "Yeah, there's a fire over in this direction. Send 5 people there. Send 5 there, and then 100 different." We would call them mosquitoes.
Okay.
So that was incredible. How the town got together every day. Everyone was checking up, calling. Do you need help? Yeah. No, it's okay. Go to another area.
Yeah, I mean, I find tragedy, brings out the best in people, as sad as that is.
Yeah, that is sad, but...
What to do now? How can people better protect in the future?
You need to have a fire plan. You need to make sure when it's coming up to summer to rake the ground around your house and areas, pick up the dry sticks, and try and clean it as much as you can. Have a plan, have a good watering system, and if the fire comes, get out.
And understand, this can happen anywhere in the world.
Yes, anywhere in the world.
Like, Australia has a lot of fires because this is the summer right now, and it's the rest of the world's winter in January and February, but it's summer here in Australia. Yep. You have record temperatures, record drought. I mean, it was all kind of sitting there.
Yeah, it was sitting there. Our drought was the worst drought we've had in 2 years.
Yeah. We
were running low on water, and then the fires come, and then people were just some people the fire would come so quickly that they couldn't get out. Yeah. They'd get a message from our New South Wales fire brigade, it's too late to leave, stay in your home. You can't, there's fire everywhere, you can't drive your car through the fire, you'll just get burnt alive in the car. So people are oh my God, what do I do? But you sort of got to be looking at your phone all the time, all right,
it's pretty, I mean, I think it was a few dozen people died, but I mean, it could have been a lot worse.
Could have been a lot worse.
Over 1 billion animals died. They don't have a WhatsApp group. They don't have, any help.
The animals were getting trapped because there was so many fires, and then in the middle would be no fire. So animals would just run there, as much as they can, and then everything just end up engulfing. One big hot day just pretty much wiped out everything.
Yeah. So Sam is, I guess, internet famous now for, saving a baby kangaroo. Explain what happened.
I was just doing what anyone else would do, really, Tim. I was out fighting this fire, and we were raking up around these trees with rakes because the fire was coming down. And what we do not want is the fire going up in the trees and then into the top and then going over. So we'd clean up the area as much as we can. Preparing, so I was raking for a good 45 minutes, and then I end up raking one spot and seeing a baby swamp wallaby hiding under a log.
Wow.
And the fire was about 1.5 meters away.
Wow.
So I'm there and I was like, holy shit, wow. And so I grab it and it starts kicking, and I'm like, holy dooly. So I get it, take it back to my ute, and then I wrap it up, defend the fire for about 15-20 minutes, enough to stop it in that part, and then I quickly drive it into my sister. My sister takes it down to the vets, and now a local wildlife person is looking after
it. That's amazing.
It was
and you videoed the whole thing. Yeah. Take a look at this video. This video is amazing.
Hey! Yeah, buddy. Hey.
Because the mothers, when they're scared, they throw out the babies out of their pouch and run away from the fire. So that's why so many
They leave their babies?
They leave their babies behind. They're scared.
Wow.
So that's why we find so many burnt babies, and we see so many photos on the internet of burnt babies because they're helpless.
Yeah.
They can hardly walk or hop. So it was up to the humans to try and help them.
So you
and
did a
find
good
them.
job.
Yeah, I was happy I could save that life to him.
I was happy that you saved him, and then also, videoed it. Like, people say, like, why are you videoing this? But spreading awareness and helping people see what's going on is important too.
No, yeah, that's the biggest thing. I brought so much awareness from that video, and especially to my small country town. I was able to raise $60,000.
That's amazing.
To help the wildlife. Now for the next 2 to 3 years, I can help the wildlife. So now they're going to be able to have milk to give the babies, foods for the kangaroos. We're actually doing food drops right now where it's costing about $1,000 a week.
Okay.
And we're putting out food into all the forests.
Beautiful.
So that part is amazing. We'll be able to make a difference and save animals that way too. So
spreading awareness is helping. It's great to save animals, but also don't underestimate the power of the internet and really getting the word out. This is how we've raised, frankly, like, it's been an amazing international support of Australia. I mean, nearly $100 million has been raised in support of, wildlife charities, fire and rescue, and it's only because the world sees it. So I'm not saying, like, risk your life and go out and try to video anything. Don't. But, wearing a GoPro all the time, like you're a videographer in your normal life. Yeah, I do that for my every day I film, so it's just nothing different. For nearly 2 days, there was people sleeping on the beaches because the fire wiped out everyone on the coast and just pushed them all to the water. And the government said, go into the water and stay in the water until the fire leaves. Yeah, I knew a few people. I was messaging them, and they were like in a boat in the middle of like the water because that's the only safe place. Yeah, and then they all had masks. The masks. So for like a month and a half, you couldn't go outside without a mask. So people just didn't go outside. Small kids, the masks wouldn't fit them. So babies didn't go outside for a month. Little kids didn't go to school. People didn't build houses. No one went outside to do anything. Government's just like, everyone stay inside. It's too bad. Even the workers in all the shops, cafes, were wearing gas masks in a cafe. You know what I mean? Just because it's so bad. So people stopped. How do you drink your coffee with a mask? It's tough. Yeah, it's not much coffee got sold. Is there a mask with like a special straw? Yeah, I reckon you could get one that went like that, but... I just need my coffee, Don't go outside. Homemade. Oh! I know. I was the same. I didn't drink coffee, especially when I was doing that firefighting. Coffee was not drink. We're joking here a little bit, but like at the same time, I mean, this is just... I mean, what do you want to say to people? Like, some people watching are from Australia. They experience it or in Australia. Most people are just international, and they're just trying to understand what exactly happened. Yeah. My biggest thing right now is our animals. We're going through a bit of a crisis that not many people know about, is that they're still burnt. And their feet are all burnt, and they're in the forest helpless. And we need to help them right now. It's not about raising money, it's about bringing awareness to these animals and trying to bring vets to come save these animals that are getting hurt and trying to rescue them with the sanctuaries. Yeah. So I think that, even though the fires are out, I think people think that, it's all over. Like, the fire burns the animals, no more fires, no more burnt animals. But the animals are literally, I mean, we've driven over a good part of Australia, and we've seen just helpless animals lying on the side of the road and wherever, and if they try to move, their wounds will get infected. They'll die. If they don't move, they're gonna starve. So we need to get the word out. That's why we're making this video. Yeah, definitely. We need to bring more awareness to it and get more vets and darters. Can you explain that situation real quick? So there's little sanctuaries everywhere in Australia, and they have the area they look after, and so there's animals on the ground everywhere in the forest, and these animals are dying every day if we do not get them. Hundreds to 1,000 of these animals are dying. If you don't treat them. If we don't treat them instantly. Like an infected feet on a human, you walk around the bush for a week, you're going to end up dying from a cold or sickness or something. So we need to get professional vets and darters. So a darter is someone who can tranquilize the animal. It'll go to sleep for enough time for the vets to wrap their feet up, and then they'll stay in the sanctuary for who knows how long. Could be 6 months, could be a month. Yeah. And until they're 100% recovery, and then they can be released back into the wild. Yeah. So if we're not doing this now, in the next week or so, we could lose 500,000 animals, Easy. And that's the worst part. I mean, so it's devastating. Like over 1 billion animals have died. there's no coming back from that, and it's tragic.
Big
but
time.
we still have to think about like the living animals, and we can save them. Like there's only so much we can do.
Yeah.
But this is not that hard. Like there are vets.
Yeah.
There are darters. We just have to connect them all.
To bring them all together.
They want to volunteer. This isn't even about money.
No, it's not about money anymore. It's just about trying to make it happen. So
just connecting.
It's the connecting part. So we need to try and connect it, really.
Well, we need to just get the word out. Most people don't know this, and I think if people wrote to the government, if people wrote to vets and charities and darters, I mean, like, just start talking about this. Because most people, again, think that the crisis is over. It's not. It's a new crisis. Yeah. And also being better prepared for the future crisis. Like, I know, tens of millions of dollars were donated. That's fantastic. That's going to go to help, fire equipment, sanctuaries, and just, more preparation for next time. Because sadly, like, this probably will happen again. Yeah. Hopefully not on this scale, but.
Hopefully not. But the way it's looking with how the climate's changing dramatically and how hot it is, we're going to have the same problem next year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, record temperatures in a drought, it usually leads to such great things.
Yeah, no. And the Australian bush is just so big and it's so hard to contain.
We need to live more eco-friendly. Otherwise, this is going to keep happening. It's going to get worse. It's tragic, but we can actually help this situation. Yeah. Yes, getting awareness right now, but in the future, think about living eco-friendly. It's all interconnected, and a lot of people don't even realize this. And while some people might say, humans lost their lives and, animals lost their lives, it's all connected. When animals lose their lives, I mean, that's going to hurt forests and the environment in the future. That's going to hurt humans in the future. So even if you're not an animal lover, even if somehow you don't like animals, which is messed up, but like, even for people who don't like animals, if they just want to save humans' lives, save the animals' lives, because the animals will help save us in the future too. We're going to have more coming up, but thank you, Sam Mcglone.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you for
Great work.
Thank you.
Protecting yourself, your family.